I'll put the skirt off, Connor. That's when the lights go out. I'm scared too. Right.
I've been here 10 years ago.
Oh, that's a long time.
Okay, one single fall over to the right rail. Thank you, my friends. Thank you. Now,
Okay.
let's make this official. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Ron.
Hi.
Hi, how are you on Valentine's Day?
Happy Valentine's
Happy
Day.
Valentine's Day.
I should wear red too.
Yes. Now, friends, before we advance any further into the cave, let me share this information with you. In the cave, we do allow photography. However, under normal circumstances, photography on our descent, walking down the stairs like these steps, it's greatly discouraged. For safety reasons, you must leave the stairs before you find it safe and appropriate to take photos. In the cave, we don't allow persons to eat food in the cave or to touch any of our precious formations. And once we leave this area, holding on to the rails, you may find the rails are wet. Looking up, friends, at the ceiling where my light is shining.
Yeah, it's dripping.
Oh, it's dripping. It's simply the rainwater dripping down from the ceiling into the cave. Some of the dripping water we may experience today here in the Crystal Cave may have come to earth in rainfall that fell 3 to 4 months ago. Not just days or weeks ago, months ago. It's taken that long to percolate down from the surface into the cave. It's taken a while for the water to enter the cave, but it's still fresh water. It's harmless. It's perfectly safe. So don't let that experience of touching the rails, wet rails at times, discourage you from holding on to the rails. And now I will meet up with my leader and we would advance on our descent into the Crystal Cave.
Okay.
Over to the right rail. Come, my friend, follow me. Hold on to the rails, please. And my friend,
Hold on to the rails.
Michael, and you're visiting Bermuda from Germany.
Oh, this is wet.
Germany. Now, some of you, as you continue down the stairs, some of you will be stopping on the stairs for a moment. Okay? Let's come right down where you're comfortable. Now, from this point on, where I'm standing, we're no longer in the man-made segment of the cave. This tunnel was man-made. That's right. Dynamite was at play here on that occasion. It's about 5 years after the cave was discovered. It would make it around 1912, since the Crystal Cave was discovered in 1907, well over 100 years ago. A cave, its estimated age is approximately 2 million years old.
Oh, wow.
That's right, Michael from Germany.
Yeah.
And now we will continue down a few steps. Shortly after that, up a few stairs. But when we get to the top of those stairs, some of us, not all of us, would find that our heads are very close to the ceiling. Be aware of that and
Yeah.
exercise care and caution. Oh, my. Some of us like our heads close to the ceiling.
Wow. See that?
You're on a working vacation.
Replace 4 foot, right?
What line of work are you in? Engineer. Oh, the Velcro. Yes, yes. Wait up. This was your family. You're so close together. That's a microphone. Handsome young man. I love that, you know. All right, Michael.
This is broken. Wow.
Michael, this is your new position here. Right here. This young man. I told you your son. You come right here next to Mike. Come right up, right? That's right. You come up to the rails. I want everyone safely off the stairs. That's right. When that happens, I breathe a sigh of relief. Come right down. But once you're here at the dock, photography begins in earnest. Okay, well, let's get this show on the road. We are now approximately 140 feet down into the earth. That is to sea level. New to some, possibly old to others, the waters you see here in the Crystal Cave, it is ocean water. It is the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh.
This water is entering the cave through underwater passageways, right? Underwater tunnels that stretch meandering 3/4 of a mile to our east to the wide open Atlantic Ocean. In March 1907, 2 teenage boys were playing the game of cricket. Are you familiar with the game of cricket?
I heard about it.
You just heard of it, huh?
Yeah, I heard it.
It's a game played with a bat and a ball. Leave it right there. All right? Things get really complicated after that. They were playing the game of cricket at the surface, just south of where the parking lot is located. Their cricket ball disappeared down that sinkhole. You see that black hole there with my light is shining?
Yeah.
That's a sinkhole.
Oh.
And like any teenage boys, they came in search of that cricket ball. Their names, Carl Gibbons and Edgar Hollis. They were 13 and 14 years of age. Once they arrived at the sinkhole, believing that's where the cricket ball had disappeared, they collected some stones and then threw the stones down the sinkhole and listened to the sounds the stones made as they fell into the cave to get an idea of just how deep that hole was. They then went home, collected a 130-foot length of knotted rope, returned to the sinkhole, tied the rope around a cedar tree at the top, and scaled down into the cave with nothing more than a small, flickering kerosene lantern. For a cricket ball, friend. A cricket ball they never did find. A cricket ball which has never been found in over 100 years. But my friend, I met you earlier, right?
Yes.
There's a guaranteed promise to the person who finds that cricket ball. If today you were to be the lucky person to find that cricket ball, you're guaranteed a full refund of your ticket price for Angelina.
Wow.
Where are you going? Where are you heading, sir?
I'm not
Where you
going
getting
anywhere.
down here? Now, friends, we'll be touring the cave today on a pontoon bridge. This pontoon bridge actually floats on the surface of the ocean. It rises and falls with the tides. At high tide, under normal circumstances, this bridge would have us 3 feet or a meter nearer the ceiling than at low tide. It just so happens today,
Mas pindutin mo lang to. Wag yun ha. Picture.
close to low tide, which means the risk of hitting our heads on one of these hard, sometimes sharp stalactites has been somewhat reduced, but not totally eliminated, not for everyone. So I say, to whom it may concern, if at any time you find it necessary to lower your heads, please do so. It will be to your distinct advantage. And once you come onto the cave and the bridge, see, this is our 83rd and final step down. But once on the bridge, we must stay together. We cannot wander off. We cannot splinter. The more we are together, the more of the cave you will see, more about the cave you will learn. We'll be moving slowly enough for you to take photos. So join me on the bridge. Watch your step here, please.
I know. And then she's going to send it to me as well.
Watch your step.
You sent that to me, Marsha.
Ha?
You sent it to me.
Ah. Papakita ko kay Charles to. Yan, they're stripping.
I mean, I don't know to see him.
Mars, bakit pa picture mo? Ganda dito. Ito lang, Mars, ha?
Yeah.
Suot mo yan.
Okay.
Have not as yet made this observation, let me assist you in making it. The
Han.
observation will be, you have not seen, and you will not see,
Yep.
any marine life, any fish swimming in the ocean.
Ganda.
The reason for that? Very simple. There is no food for the fish.
Oo.
There is no sunlight, no photosynthesis, no organic growth like algae to support coral life, to attract and maintain marine life like fish. Together with the fact that the first 1 inch of the surface water happens to be fresh water. The first inch. That's the rainwater that is dripping down from the ceiling of the cave
Tabi
into
ka
the
kayan.
ocean. The fresh water floats on top of the salt water because fresh water is lighter in weight, less in density than salt water. We must go to a depth of 10 feet to find pure salt water. Between the fresh and the salt is 10 feet of brackish water. That's a combination of the two. But the overall combination of the fresh, the brackish, and the salt waters combined with their interplay with the light rays emanating from these lights, they're creating an optical illusion. Friends, the water is playing tricks with our eyes. It's a characteristic known as refraction, not reflection, refraction, which causes the floor of the cave to look closer to us than it actually is, and the surface of the water to look further away from us than it actually is, making the depth of the water very fooling, extremely deceiving to the naked eyes. I use as an example. You see this formation here where my light is shining?
Yeah.
Technically, it's a stalagmite, but we call it the lighthouse for obvious reasons. However, it stands from the floor of the cave to its very top, 14 feet in height, 5 meters in height, in 25-foot deep water, which means if I were to stand tall on top of the lighthouse and stretch my hand towards the surface of the ocean, my hand would remain feet, not inches, feet beneath the surface of the ocean. And then, friends, if I were to stand on the floor of the cave alongside the lighthouse, the top of my head, the very top of my head, will be level with the top of that stalagmite there where I'm now shining my light. Down there, friends, Ron would appear to be about that tall.
That's amazing.
Look at Ron down there. Hi, everyone. But listen to this. If I had the bravado to move even further ahead, I'll be heading over the cliff. See that cliff?
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah.
Further down on our descent, another cliff. Further down, another cliff. Cliff after cliff after cliff after cliff after cliff after cliff after cliff. On our descent into the darkness, down to depths reaching 200 feet deep, 70 meters deep down there.
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, closer.
Like a Jaws thing.
Hey, buddy. How close are we?
Much closer than we were before.
Much closer than you think. Closer than you think. Now, before you move, sir, before you move.
I saw the phone.
No, don't worry about that first. Then you come through this arch. You see here where my light is still strong. Please, stay low, stay more to the right of the bridge. Less to the left for obvious reasons. More to the right. Come with me.
Can you explain that again?
Okay, bud.
That's amazing. It's like right there.
Oh, poor iPhone. Oh, somebody's phone dropped there. Kita mo, ayan o. Phone. Nahulog.
Keep coming, friend.
Hi.
Morning.
Put your head here. Come right up. Put your head. This. Okay, you're coming up. See this young man? You're coming here.
Okay.
And when this young man is my right, you're coming right here. Hold on to you. You're coming right here. Just come up to the rails. Now, friends, put yourself in a position where you can clearly see my light in the water. Can everyone see my light in the water?
Yeah.
Let me hear you say, I see the light.
I see the
I'm working on my southern accent. Okay, now, you see here, even between tides of high tide and low tide, you can go to a depth of over 40 feet deep. There where my light is shining, over 30 feet deep, over 10 meters deep, which means at this point, at this stage of the tour, whatever items falls in the ocean stays in the ocean and becomes a part of our ever-increasing collection of
Yeah.
sunglasses like those you could clearly see down there where my light
And the
is
phone over there.
Someone's cell phone.
Oh, cell phone
remains
over
right
there.
Looking further ahead, even more sunglasses. Further ahead, even more.
Yeah.
Further ahead, even more. But you see that pair of sunglasses further to the right where my light is now focused? Many tears has been shed over that pair of sunglasses. Those are the expensive D&G Dolce & Gabbana transition lenses. Tears was rolling down this person's face like a Niagara Falls. It was drama. I mean D-R-A-M-A in the cave. So don't let anything similar happen to you since you've been warned.
I think
Now,
next time I'll bring my diving equipment. Huh?
say it again.
Next time I'll bring my diving equipment.
That's right. We have divers who come in once a year. Maybe you could be the one.
Yeah, well, the
That's
lucky
right.
one.
Now, I see many of you with cameras. So, I'll be giving you an opportunity to take some stunning photos in this cave. However, it requires that I adjust the lighting. But no one need become afraid. Why? It becomes enchanting. The only expression you would hear will be along these lines. Ooh. I said, well, ah. So, are your cameras ready? Get them ready?
Yep.
Are your oohs and ahs ready? Get them ready? And it's
Wow.
Ooh, come on now. Now, you see this feature in the cave?
Yeah.
When my light is being strobe and dancing? This feature that resembles the Starship Enterprise?
There you go.
It's limestone. That's Bermuda. Bermuda is a limestone cap that sits atop a volcanic sea mountain. However, when it rains, the rain falling through the atmosphere collects carbon dioxide. When those waters penetrate the soils, they collect even more carbon dioxide from the dead plants and leaves, becoming carbonic acid. Once the acid arrives here at the limestone, there's a chemical reaction. It dissolves the limestone. It melts the limestone into calcium carbonate. Mother Nature has performed another of her wonders. She has converted an acid, carbonic acid, into an antacid. Calcium carbonate is the material used in the making of such products as Tums, Rolaids, Zantac. So the next time you consume those products, that's the stuff you're consuming right there. It looks more like something that will give you heartburn than relieve you of it. Got a picture of that young man. That's right. And friends, you see these features in the water? In reality, they don't exist. Listen, in this water, there is no organic matter. There is no algae, seaweed, or plankton. Because of the absence of those elements, the waters are crystal clear. The crystal clear waters gives rise to mirrored reflections in high definition. But to see the high definition mirrored reflection of the ceiling of the cave, I need to turn the lights off. Some more. But if you have a video feature to your cameras, go to the video feature.
Yeah.
Go to the video. Go to the video.
I did.
Go to the video.
I did.
Young man, you have a video feature?
Yes.
Is your mom? This is not your mom? That's not your dad. This is not your mom. What's going on here? All right. Everyone's to the video feature?
Yes.
Okay. In HD, high definition, mirrored reflection of the ceiling of the cave. It's like magic. So watch. Behold, as the lost city of Atlantis rises up from the depth of the ocean floor to the ocean surface like magic. Here comes the city to the surface.
That's wild.
Wow.
To the surface in HD. To the surface. And then disappears. If you missed it the first time, look again the second. Here it comes. To the surface. To the surface. To the surface. The lost city of Atlantis has been found in the Bermuda Triangle.
Amen.
Up next, Flight 19. And here we have the Manhattan City skyline. Manhattan skyline. On the left, the Hudson River. On the right, Central Park. Here, St. Patrick's Cathedral. There, the Empire State Building. And just beyond it, at Ground Zero, rising up like a phoenix out of the ashes of 9/11 terror, it is the new Freedom Tower, the new One World Trade Center. And here, standing unscathed from that vicious attack, is the Statue of Liberty.
Hey.
With her reflection. With her reflection. I'm not getting the response I was expecting.
Yeah.
With her reflection.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't deserve a wow, tell me what does. So give me that ball and give it to me now. Wow!
Awesome.
Awesome.
Okay, those who are on the bridge, you can come right up.
That's nice.
You can come right up. Now, the continuous droplets of calcium and rich waters from the ceiling of the cave first extend into soda straws. Those are the thin ones you see here that resemble soda straws. These soda straws grow and extend at a rate of 6 inches every 100 years. 6 inches every 100 years. Once they become blocked by the calcium deposits, the solution can no longer drip through the now blocked straw. It flows on the outside of the straws, creating these icicle formations known as stalactites. These stalactites continue to drip the calcium deposits to the floor of the cave, and when that occurs, they form stalagmites like these. The stalactite, the stalagmite begin to reach towards each other, now at a rate of 1 cubic inch every 100 years, about the size of an ice cube every 100 years. When they meet, like these have met, they form a column or a pillar. These columns, these pillars, can then grow in size and proportion equal to and even larger than this one where I'm now shining my light, which started out as a single drip of water on the ceiling of the cave many thousands, tens of thousands of years ago. I'm not getting the response I was expecting yet, young man. Many thousands, tens of thousands of years ago. Wow. But look here, friends. Here we have a feature in the cave we call so close and yet so far. The stalactite that's responsible for the forming of its corresponding stalagmite would meet in approximately 100 years to become a column or a pillar. This is what I would do for you now. I take all your names, your phone numbers, your email address, and when this becomes a column in approximately 100 years, I promise to give each and every one of you a call.
No, don't. It will be okay.
And if you're not at home, I'll leave a message there for you. Yeah. It will sound somewhat like this, man. Hello, this is Ron, calling from the regions beyond. It's a column now. Seriously. Now, you have a question? Please feel free to ask. I'm going to take a couple of photos here. I have a few minutes remaining, even if it means coming back onto the bridge. You could come. Oh. This is Ron, calling from the regions beyond.
Okay.
Dito pa na. Yeah? Okay. Yes. Okay.
No questions?
Yep.
Now,
Nice.
many people,
Saan
when they
din?
enter a cave, they automatically
Don't
expect for it
press
to be
this one,
cold
this
in the
one.
cave. Huh?
Because
Well,
it's
here we are in the crystal cave and it's not cold. So that has to be a wrong assumption. This is the rule of thumb. The temperature in caves are the median temperature or the average annual temperature of the region they're found in. So since here in Bermuda, in our summers, we have temperatures in the low 90s Fahrenheit. Our winters, mid-50s Fahrenheit. Midway between those extremes, 72 degrees Fahrenheit, around 22 degrees Celsius. It's constant all year. It doesn't change even when the seasons do. And that rule applies not just to caves in Bermuda, but to caves around the world.
Wow.
But to caves around the world. Where do you come from, man?
Transylvania.
Transylvania.
So you don't really scare me.
I don't scare you at all. No.
Is it Hotel Transylvania?
No, actually the region Transylvania. We do have caves. But no, Dracula doesn't live there.
Kaya tinignan ko na nga.
You looking for something?
No.
Can I get it?
Come this way. And you were still living in Pennsylvania?
No,
Where you live? New Jersey.
So you live in live Facebook and Eco Charles could be watching it as you're recording it.
I don't have signal.
Yeah.
I don't have data.
Need a beacon on it.
I can send it to him.
Yeah. When it's finished, because we
Beautiful,
don't have
right?
signal here. Yeah.
My sister went here
Yeah.
when they come here.
Okay, what about stalagmites?
No. That's for you to figure out.
I
And then,
My sister has been here for a year, more than a year, but she never come here. I
well,
asked her, but
dito naman siya nakatira, so okay lang. Anytime makakapunta siya. Ganda nito.
nangihinayang yun sa ano. Ayaw niya. Ang ganda yan
Picture natin.
Look like ice.
I can't get it in the illusion of how
Here, multiple stalactites have met the earth with corresponding stalagmites to form columns or pillars, starting out as a single drip of water. However, on the ceiling of the cave, 1.2